All right, Keith, I'm looking at the thing, and we got 2 battery bars. That's probably fine.
It's not good.
No, that's probably fine.
No, I don't think that's good.
What's wrong with that? It's 2 bars.
I think we need at least 3.
Well, 3 is the max.
It's gonna
We're
die
probably
again.
fine.
It's gonna die again. This already happened to us, people.
It's happened before, yeah.
I'm afraid it's gonna happen again.
Well, what about every time I ask you for the batteries? You don't know where they are. What happens to the batteries, Keith?
I don't know. For some reason, in this state of my life, I'm losing a lot of batteries.
Keith, I came over the other day.
I just lost some AAAs, and
I know. I remember.
About a week later, I was looking for my doubles.
Uh-huh.
Can't find those either.
Oh my God. Okay, Keith. I came over. You said, oh, I just I unlocked the door. I'll be there. I think you're using the bathroom or something. I unlocked the door for you, taking a shower or something. I come in.
I take very long showers.
I take long showers. So I come in and I go to sit down, turn on the TV. I see the remote just back open, no batteries in the remote. I'm like, what am I going to do? This guy's taking like a 15-minute shower. I'm just going to sit here twiddling my thumbs and there's no batteries.
I'm low on my Duracells right now, man. I'm low on them. I need to take a pit stop to 7-Eleven and get some more batteries. I actually went there and I tried to get some more AAAs. They were all out.
Yeah.
They were all out. Nothing is on my side right now. I just keep losing specific. I was going to say everything, but no, it's really just specifically my batteries.
The batteries. But when I come over,
you're
changing out.
I'm right now. I'm switching my batteries off. I have a TV in my living room, and then I have a smaller TV in my room, my bedroom, and I just have two AAA batteries right now, and so I'll be watching TV in my living room during the day, or after I get home from work, and then when you're ready for bed, you switch it over to the bedroom. And, I bring the batteries with me.
Just one pair of batteries for the whole apartment. You're just switching them out.
I put them in the remote in the bedroom, and then I turn the TV on in there, and then it's a great time. I'm watching TV in both rooms, and I'm saving money. Yeah, you're not saving my mind. You're making me go nuts here with all these switching out. I don't know where to put the batteries anymore. I'm saving good money right now. I'm saving like a good $8.99.
Yeah.
How much are batteries nowadays?
Probably around there. Yeah. Probably around there. Maybe $10.
Should we look it up?
Batteries? What? AAA?
What's the average AAA battery
AAA battery average price.
I was thinking $7.99 at first, but it could be over 10.
Okay. So some guy 11 months ago,
there's some guy on eBay trying to sell just a random pair of AAA batteries for over $250.
That's a good guess. So some guy 1 year ago on Reddit, in the Reddit thread r/car talk. Headline here is, I just paid $215 for a AAA battery, but I'm now realizing that he's not talking about AAA batteries. He's talking about a AAA membership and a battery for his car. Oh, God. So this guy has gotten a little upset there.
A little mix-up. Just a little mix-up.
So Walmart, if we look, Walmart, AAA batteries, you're looking, pack of, what is this, Energizer, about $9.79. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so
about $10.
A little under 10.
Yeah, about $10 there for
after
the
tax.
Yeah,
it's probably
right.
It's gonna go
okay, so if you're friends of us, if you know the show, get Keith some batteries. Yeah. Okay,
I need them. I'm not going to do it myself, so somebody needs to do it for me.
No, you're not, Keith. Without any further ado, time for the theme music. I always hope. Is it the right one? I hope it is.
I hope so.
Let's click it.
I really do.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Kel's Cuts. Now, we were off last week, Keith. We were off last week, but guess what? We're coming back. We're fired up. We're ready to go. I'm your host. My name's Kellen Slattery. I have my illustrious co-host and horror fanatic. You know him. We love him. It's Keith Vogt. Keith, how you feeling?
Feeling pretty good today. Feeling like a coffee mug. Kind of feeling like a shrug. Feeling like a rug. And feeling like a ladybug.
Nice. The rhyming, it's always good. Every time you say one, it's inventive, it's creative. I love them. Guys, it's Kel's Cuts with Kellen Slattery and Keith Vogt. Here we are. This is the show, the podcast where we talk about, movies. Okay? So, how does our show work? Well, if you've joined us before, you already know. But if you haven't, let's break it down for you. First, we start out with a box office breakdown.
The B.O.B., Bobby, we love you. We shout you out every time.
So, listen, I was listening to the show.
The love grows even more.
Yeah, I was for Bobby Ray. I was listening to the show.
Where are you?
2 weeks ago with my mom, and she goes, "Who the hell is Bobby Ray?" I'm like, yeah, but some people don't know. If you don't know, B.O.B. the rapper was named Bobby Ray, and he had the album B.O.B. The Adventures of Bobby Ray.
Yes.
Came out, 2012? It was a really good album. Had Airplanes, your favorite. Nothing on You, my favorite. Lovelier Than You.
A lot of bangers on there.
Yeah, he worked with Eminem, Haley Williams, Lupe Fiasco. He worked with a ton of people. And then his career went on. He put out a couple more albums, but he's kind of been nowhere to be found, and I believe he's a flat earther now. And I don't know. It's getting out of hand.
Yeah, he's definitely got some bold views.
Questionable.
Sure.
Questionable views, to say the least.
Definitely.
Yeah. But that's B.O.B., that's Bobby Ray. So we start out with our box office breakdown. That's the B.O.B. Next, we go over our boom or bust movie news segment. So if we like a story, it gives us feelings of positivity, happiness, all in that realm. We give you a reaction of...
Boom shakalaka wanna bang bang.
That's right. But if it's a story that gives us feelings of negativity, sadness, despair, all things in that realm, we give you a reaction of...
Bust.
That's right.
You are super busty.
That's right. So after the boom or bust, which we also discovered is B.O.B. as well, we have the box office breakdown and the boom or bust, both B.O.B. and then B.O.B. 2.
That was
B.O.B. squared.
That was a hell of an epiphany,
wasn't it? Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago.
That was wild.
Yeah,
that was great.
good.
We found that out on the pod.
I know.
Wait, B.O.B.?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. After that, we've got our cuts or our highlight of the week, and we will be talking about some television this week. A new show. Well, second season, right? It did have a season 1 a couple of years back, but this is from our, I don't know, our comedic inspiration?
Would you say he's a comedian? He doesn't do stand-up.
He's never done stand-up?
I don't know if he has.
Wow.
We're talking about Nathan Fielder, everyone.
Yeah.
This man is an absolute talent.
Yeah.
He is so incredibly funny. His style of comedy is so original and creative.
So
and
strange.
You just got to eat it up, man.
Yeah.
He's so... What an interesting human being.
Very interesting. So he's got a new show, new season of the show, season 2 of The Rehearsal. And we'll be talking all about The Rehearsal. There's 3 episodes. So we're going to talk about the first 3 episodes, give you some thoughts, some breakdowns. I mean, it's something to see.
It's absolutely wild.
Yeah.
It's some of the most absurd shit I've ever seen in my life.
Episode 3 goes there.
Yeah. Specifically episode 3 of
Gets absurd.
Of season 2 of The Rehearsal. That's some television.
That is. And it's on Max, HBO Max.
Yeah.
It's on Max, the streaming service. New episodes every Sunday. Would you say 7:30? Did it come out? 7:30?
Yes, 7:30 every Sunday.
Yeah, for the Pacific Standard Time, 7:30 there.
Yeah,
so we're going to go
on
on our cuts highlight of the week. That's going to be The Rehearsal on Max, done by Nathan Fielder. And after that, we close out our show with a BSOTD. That is the bold statement of the day. It's your hopes, your dreams, your thoughts, your feelings, your aspirations, all of it packed up into one, a tight little bow. It's a present. It's a gift. We have it for you. And we will be revealing it later on the show today. Now, Keith, I know what I'm going to be talking about today.
Okay.
I have it prepped.
Good.
I wrote it in the show notes. You saw it, and you were like, that's a pretty good BSOTD.
That actually was a really
And I
good
did
one.
have another one that came to my mind. I was in the car the other day, and I was thinking of, well, I don't want to say what I was thinking of because I might use it on a later show, but I thought of an old Nickelodeon sitcom.
Oh.
And it drew me to a BSOTD. Okay?
Drake and Josh? You sick son of a gun.
Yeah.
You sick.
Yeah.
You sick fuck.
Yeah, I know.
You did it.
I know.
You really did it this time, didn't you?
I know. Yeah.
You really did.
I miscalculated.
What did I say?
You said 2 was not enough.
What did I say?
You said 2 battery bars, not enough. I said it should be fine.
I said it was not enough. You said it should be fine.
Yeah.
Our battery died less than 15 minutes into the podcast.
Apologies on the technical difficulties there. It draws character.
No, that
it's
was
a fun
funny.
part of the
that
show.
was funny. Yeah.
You were right. I was wrong.
Not mad.
You were right. I was wrong.
We all make mistakes.
Listen,
It's okay.
I fucked us here, but you told me
this is a very "I told you so" moment.
It is.
Mwahaha.
You
I
told me
you so.
that you really liked how you're feeling today, and you wanted to touch on ladybugs. So here's the tit for tat. I messed up, so now here's the tit for tat. Here you go. Ladybugs, Keith.
Love the segue into that. That's
How did it
great.
make you feel?
Most random thing ever. I want to talk about ladybugs because I randomly said I was feeling like a ladybug. I just wanted to say I love that creature.
Yeah.
What
What can you tell us about them?
Well, there was one time I was in Yosemite National Park.
Okay, nice.
And I was hiking with my girlfriend.
Okay.
And we stumbled upon this family of ladybugs. Absolute family of ladybugs. Like the biggest family I've ever seen. There was a good 20 to 25 ladybugs in like a cluster together.
Wow. Okay.
And it was just a lovely sight. It was an amazing thing to see, and I'm still grateful for it. You know, ladybugs, they bring you good luck.
Yeah.
And just shout out to the local ladybug, man. You know?
Yeah. Do you know they're categorized as a small beetle?
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
It's a small beetle.
Yeah, no, that makes sense because, you know, they got their wings.
Right.
You know, they kind of look like a strawberry.
Now, how about this? Lady refers to Mother Mary. Did you know that?
Really?
Mm-hmm. I'm getting this right now. Wikipedia.
You're doing ladybug lore right now?
I am, yeah.
Dude, the ladybug lore. Dude, let's go.
Yeah, so sometimes they're referred to as ladybird beetles or lady beetles to avoid confusion with true bugs.
Okay.
Interesting their description here. They can range from 0.8 to 18 millimeters.
It's just
in size.
You gotta love that. You gotta love these specific facts.
The females tend to be larger than the males.
Really? Wow.
They have powerful
it's kind of similar
teeth
to
and jaws.
Jeez, really? Do they
That's
really?
what it says.
Wow. Jeez.
They also have large compound eyes with clubbed antennae with 7 to 11 segments.
Good God.
You're
really just pulling out the ladybug.
This is Wikipedia.
You gotta love that.
Let me adjust my chair here.
I love the bug because we're all, I feel like most people out there aren't like the biggest fan of bugs.
Right.
You know? You got all sorts of phobias out there. I'll be guilty. I got arachnophobia. I hate spiders in that whole game, man. Just not a fan at all, dude. The bird-eating spider. Jeez,
terrible.
Dude, it's a huge
terrible.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
But,
terrible.
Yeah, I feel like ladybugs are one of the cutest bugs out there. They're like a rare, cute bug.
Yeah. A ladybug lands on you, like you said. It's good luck. Yeah. Keith, that's ladybugs. I messed up. The battery, it was at 2. It died. We're back at 3. We're locked and loaded. We're ready to go. We went over the bold statement of the day. We know the show flow. First, we do our box office breakdown. That is the BOB. Then our boom or bust movie news segment. Then we go over our cuts, our highlight of the weekend. Finally, we close it down with the BSOTD. Now we are back on track. Keith, without any further ado, it is time for the box office breakdown.
The BOB. Bobby.
I need another one.
We love you, Bob.
I'd like a third. Maybe one more.
Jeez.
Sorry, I just really like it.
Madman.
I know, I really like it. Guys, this is the box office breakdown for May 2nd to May 4th, okay? This is weekend number 18. As we do it here, we go 5 up to 1. We're going to start at number 5. Keith.
I'm nervous.
It is a new release here. It is a horror film coming at us from Screen Gems, okay? This is on 3,000. Oh, excuse me. This is actually weekend number 2 for this film because we didn't do last week. I got a little mixed up. This is weekend number 2 for this horror film on 3,000 screens with a 52.2% decrease. It is Until Dawn with $3.8 million in its second weekend. Worldwide total right now for Until Dawn sitting at $35 million.
That's good.
It's made $20 million in the international market. And what is that? 3.8 this past weekend. Until Dawn, Keith, have you had a chance to see it? It's a horror film. What can you tell us about this? It's in the top 5, 2 weekends in a row. It was at number 5 last weekend. It's at number 5 this weekend. Consistency. What do you think?
Gotta love that. I unfortunately have not seen this film, but I am just happy to see that a horror film is hanging in there in the top 5. I love this director. I love David Sandberg.
Yes.
He directed Lights Out. He
Right.
directed the Lights Out short film, and then he created the movie as well. And he directed the Annabelle Creation.
That's right.
That was the title, right? That was both very frightening films. Very good scares. Very good stuff overall from that guy.
He also did Shazam for DC.
Yeah,
did
that's
the
right.
2 Shazam movies.
Yeah, I heard that one was good too.
I enjoyed the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta love that. Yeah, never got a chance to see this, but I'm hearing good things. I heard it's scary. You know, I want to go out there and watch a good scary film. I want to get scared, and I feel like this film will get it done.
Yeah, it's got a 53% right now on the critic score for Rotten Tomatoes and a 68 audience score. So it's there. I mean, people definitely, the consensus is that it does have some scares, you know, it's done from David Sandberg.
Yeah.
He's got a history with it. He goes by what online? It's Pony Smasher. Is that his name?
Oh, yeah.
His like pseudonym
like
online.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't seen his original short film, Lights Out, spawned the movie Lights Out. He originally did the short film with his wife, right?
Yes.
His wife is the star of it. It's about, what, 8 minutes, you'd say? I mean, 10 minutes?
About that length.
Yeah, just a simple concept.
His wife also stars in the film as well. She doesn't star in the film.
But she has a cameo?
She's in a scene.
Yeah,
she's in a scene where she's getting hunted.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
The Lights Out demon.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. He's very, creative with his scares, and I think he's one of the best, honestly, in terms of scares. Just scaring you, giving you a good fright.
Yeah, you definitely, I would say, for a bold claim like that, you definitely got to see this one, because you're basing it off of, what, 2 movies, Annabelle and Lights Out?
And then the Lights Out short film.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I think you say for me to categorize him as one of the best guys in the biz, probably have to see this one, see if he can do 3 for me. I have both too. But I love the passion on David Sandberg. We saw him.
Yeah,
remember we went. Yeah. You took me to the where'd we go? Ace Hotel.
Yeah, we went to the Ace Hotel and we saw the premiere of Annabelle Creation.
We sat 5 seats away from him.
Yeah, dude. You
remember that?
Yeah, it was a great experience.
It was.
And it was a great movie. It wasn't just a scary movie.
Yeah.
I thought
had an emotional tug.
Dude, I thought the tension that this guy builds in his horror movies is very, very good. Yeah. And I think he's an underrated horror director. It's a shame that this new movie didn't get certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, but split 50.
But I bet you if you go out and see it, you're at least going to get one good jump scare in there.
Good.
That'll genuinely scare you.
Nice.
And that's what this guy's about.
That's right. That's Until Dawn. That's David Sandberg's latest. Okay, so next we've got number 4 here at the weekend box office. This is coming at us from Amazon MGM Studios. Amazon MGM. This is sitting at, 3,600 screens with a 61.3% drop, sitting now with $9.4 million at the weekend box office. It's Ben Affleck's The Accountant Part 2. Big Ben, and also back. John Barenthal as co-star in the film. The movie now is sitting at a worldwide total of $67 million, bringing in 25 from the international market and 41 from the domestic market. 67 worldwide for The Accountant Part 2. Now, Keith, The Accountant, sitting at number 4. Last weekend it was at number 3. This weekend at number 4. I saw the film. You haven't seen the film. I've seen the film. Wow. Did you know I saw the film?
I did not.
That's a surprise.
This is very exciting news for me.
Keith, The Accountant 2... I could do a bold statement on it. The Accountant 2, better, much better than The Accountant 1. I thought The Accountant 2 was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun, and this is coming at us years later. From 1 to 2, years later. But I think they really nailed the tone. They were able to get enough heart and humor between the 2 leads of Ben and John. They did a really nice job. They play brothers in the film. They did a really nice job with their chemistry, and the movie is not afraid to poke fun at itself and be aware of its own genre. I think in the first one they took it a little too seriously. They weren't quite able to land all of the plane that they were trying to do. I thought this had heart, this had humor, and you know what? The action was much better in this one than Part 1, and this is done by Gavin O'Connor, very good director. He also did Part 1, but he has done what's actually cool. He's done a lot of sports films. He's done a hat trick of sports films. He started with Miracle, the ice hockey movie with Kurt Russell. Okay. Remember that? And then he did Warrior with Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton, the MMA film. Wow. And then he did The Way Back with Ben Affleck, the basketball film. So he made 3 excellent sports films. He did a hat trick of sports films. And he's also done these accountant movies. And number 2 is better than number 1. So I'm satisfied seeing it there.
All different sports, too.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. He's done the hat trick, man. So that's Gavin O'Connor's The Accountant 2. Much better than The Accountant 1. Okay? Right. Then, next, we've got number 3 at this weekend's box office. Keith, it's Warner Brothers. It's a movie we've covered a lot, and guess what? It's still chugging along. Good Lord, 3,500 screens, only a 39.5% decrease with $13 million. It's a Minecraft movie, which right now sits at a worldwide total of $875 million. This movie,
it's a lot of money,
is $125 million away from the $1 billion club,
and it's going to get there. And it's 100% going to get there. Wow. This movie's everybody. It's
a hit.
Every single soul on earth seems like they're loving this film.
Last week, Minecraft movie was at number 4. This week, it's at number 3. It jumped up a spot. It went up a spot in the weekend box office. It's got $476 in the international market.
Word of mouth.
$398 in the domestic market. Word of mouth, keeping the train going. Respect the craft.
God, I mean, at this point, like, I feel like everyone has to respect the craft.
Gotta respect the craft.
Gotta respect the craft.
Friend of the show, Cole Prince. Respect the craft.
You got a mine. You got a craft. It's Minecraft.
Chicken jockey.
Don't throw popcorn.
Yeah, no. I like fireworks. Yeah, people are going nuts.
Yeah,
I mean, we already talked about this, but yeah, people are still going nuts.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I know.
So another thing with that, have you seen this? They're doing now new Minecraft screenings. They're going to do the meme-along screening. So it's going to have like sing-along lyrics to the songs in the movies, and then, you know, you can go crazy and scream when all the big like moments happen, like Chicken Jockey and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's actual screenings designed called the meme-along screenings, Minecraft movie
sick.
Meme-along screenings. So it's great.
That's so cool.
I hope it's great. It sets
Gotta
the
love
expectations for all audience members. But I just hope people don't abuse it. I hope people don't abuse it, and I hope we don't go crazy. Oh, it's the meme-along screening, so I can, you know, light my shit on fire and throw it. Like,
I think maybe
stop it.
They could be asking for that, though.
They could be asking for trouble, but at the same
this
time,
specific event
right.
for that, so you can like let loose.
Yeah,
you know,
but
with all these, you know, the memes and everything.
Yeah, but it's done in the style of a sing-along. You know, you go to see a musical and it's a sing-along thing. We had the same debate before when Wicked was coming out and people were like, I bought my ticket. I should be able to sing in the theater. It's like, no, you didn't. It's a movie. You're sitting in a movie theater. You didn't buy the ticket to disrupt everyone sitting around you. And then you had big actors coming out like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who's like, if you paid your hard-earned money, then you can do whatever you want. It's like, no, if I go and pay my hard-earned money and see Cynthia Erivo on Broadway, am I going to suddenly start belting show tunes even though I paid $500 for my ticket? No, I'm going to get kicked out in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
You're not performing. You're there to see the performance.
Yeah, you want to have common courtesy, man.
Yeah, so I think it's the same thing. We're walking a fine line here with this meme-along screening where I love the concept. I love the idea. I just hope it works.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah. It's a weird one. Keith, next, it's Warner Brothers again, but this is on 3,300 screens. Guess what? My goodness gracious, do I love these numbers. A 27.6% drop with $33 million in the number 2 box office spot. This is Sinners. Sinners in its third weekend, and it's got a 27.6% drop. Are you kidding me? The movie right now is sitting at a worldwide total of $240 million. When it had its opening weekend, sitting at what, 44 million? It was around there. It was like 44, 45. That was its opening. Yeah. Then weekend number 2 last week, we didn't do a show, but it was right there at 40 million again. Barely had a drop. Now it's got that 27% drop. The headline from Deadline and some of the big outlets out there after its first weekend was, well, Sinners cost like $120 million to make, but it made 40. It's going to be a flop. Now the headlines are saying, well, Sinners is having this amazing word of mouth. Yeah, no shit, because it's a great movie. They made a great movie, and people are going out to see it. What do we always say?
If you make a great film, you got to expect people to go out and watch it.
Communicate. This is how you can communicate with the studios, with your dollars.
Yeah.
Go to see the theater, support this film, and people are doing it. Yeah. 240 million worldwide.
Yeah, everyone
started at 40 opening weekend.
I know.
240. Add 200 on that opening weekend. 240.
I know.
Isn't that great?
It really is.
It's exciting.
It
gets me going.
It's great. It's great for the industry. You got to love this.
Yes.
Yeah. You just got to love this movie. Everything about it. Mm-hmm. This movie's. It's a movie, all right, man. It's a movie, all right.
It's memorable.
Everyone's just going out there and loving it, and you got to love that, man.
Yeah, it's what movies should be. It's what movies should be. A little bit of everything, a crowd pleaser, or this or that. You know, it's got a little bit of everything. We love to see those numbers, especially the drop. My goodness, 27. I love it. People are getting out to the theater to see this one. It's great.
It's not a big drop at all.
No, it is not. That 1 to 2 wasn't bad, and now that 2 to 3, not bad. Okay. All right, so Keith, now it's the number 1 movie at this weekend's box office. It's Walt Disney Studios, Marvel Studios. On 4,300 screens, we've got Thunderbolts, bringing in $74 million, sitting right there at the number 1 spot. Worldwide total already at $165. The movie cost $180. 1 weekend in, it's at $165. Safe to say, it did pretty well.
Yeah.
I think
that's an understatement.
Yeah. You know what's great about this one, Keith? I pull up the Rotten Tomato numbers with Thunderbolts. So I pull this up, okay? We've got Thunderbolts right now. Critic score sitting at... Oh, what's going on? It wants me to watch the trailer. I've seen the film. Thunderbolts critic score sitting at 88%. Ooh, that is high. Guess what? Audiences, 94. Man. 94% for Thunderbolts.
Wow.
94. Keith, this is Thunderbolts, Marvel Studios. This is not Iron Man. This is Thunderbolts. People, we're not making a movie on Spider-Man. Everyone knows. This is Thunderbolts. These are B and C-list characters in terms of the overall scope. People don't know these characters as well. To really know them, you had to follow some of the television series as well. A lot of the characters pull from the Black Widow film, which wasn't the most financially successful film. This is Thunderbolts. And you're sitting at a 94% audience score, and you're bringing in $74 million? Keith, I saw the film.
Yeah.
I saw the Thursday night show. I went to the premiere. I went alone. I was like, I can't miss this. I had a long day at work. I needed something. I was like, I can't miss it. I went, boom. Wow, this is a great movie. This is a great movie. Guess what? Saw it again the very next morning. Jeez. Saw it again twice.
Look at you go.
Boom, boom. Okay, Thunderbolts. Great movie. We see it in the numbers. Yeah, man, this is a great one. And it's so good. Thunderbolts was so good because it was done a little bit different than the traditional flair we've seen. This is really character-oriented. It's got an emotional gravitas that punches you right in the gut. There's a lot of allegory here for mental health. There's a lot going on with the different characters. I love the story of if you want to say the antagonist there. The post-credit scene was really good, really building towards something. We're not going to get into any spoilers here. But really, the cast hit it out of the park. When we saw the trailers before, I'm a big Marvel guy. You're not the biggest Marvel guy. You like them. But you said to me, wow, that one looks different. That looks special.
Oh, yeah.
You said to me, that looks like it has some Guardians flair to it, right?
Oh yeah. I remember saying that, yeah. Did it? I still haven't seen the film. Did it have that Guardians flair?
Definitely a group of misfits coming together,
and
people
new.
they're new.
We don't know them.
We've
never
yet.
seen them before.
And what we do know about them is fleshed out. You thought you knew these things. For example, the character John Walker, who plays the dime store Captain America. We thought we knew this, and this about him, and then we see him in the film, and now we're peeling back the layers of the onion, and we know this, that, and the other about him. And it just the characters take on this whole new life. And so much of the film was shot with practical effects, where they were shooting on location a lot. There's some stunts where they're like flipping cars, and you can tell. It's like, whoa, yeah, that's a real car they had to flip. And it's awesome.
Damn.
It's really cool. Yeah. The hand-to-hand combat, the choreography is excellent. The action delivers, but it really comes down to the emotion. The emotion of these characters is really where it's so strong. Because, we go, like I always say, and some great people behind me have said before, like a Kevin Smith or a Stanley, some of these people say, these are superhuman stories. We love the super, but we come back for the human.
Boom.
Time and time again. And
that's why Marvel's more successful than DC.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They have emotion in their stories.
Yeah, well, and this
is why I think this movie was successful, because you were saying it had a lot of emotion in it. Not just the action's great, like they're flipping cars and everything. The movie sounds badass, but at the same time, it seems like it's got some deep, raw emotions to it.
Yeah,
and
meaning. It's got meat.
You said some of it focused on mental health as well.
Mm-hmm.
Go out and watch this film. I'm hearing it's absolutely great. You got to love the fact that Thunderbolts and Sinners and Minecraft are the top 3 right now.
Yeah.
All those movies, boom, 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 dude.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute hits.
Yeah.
I mean, extremely popular films. Everyone is loving each and every one of those films. Mm-hmm. You got to love it if you're a movie fan.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Gotta love that.
And Keith, this Thunderbolts was done by, I believe, Jake Schreier is how you pronounce his name. He did the Netflix series Beef.
Jake Schreier. Yes, I have seen Beef. I loved Beef.
Yeah.
I thought Beef was excellent.
Yeah.
That was absolutely... Did you see it?
No, I didn't. I've heard good things.
It was so good.
Yeah, so that's good to see him now getting a big kind of spectacle movie like this, too.
Very dramatic show.
To
sum it up simply.
Dramatic movie here, too. Keith, that's Thunderbolts. Quick shout-out to David Harbour. Steals most of the scenes he is in. I mean, the dude is just hilarious, but then when he has to deliver these big emotions, he does it. Florence Pugh leads it. She's the heart and soul soul of this damn thing. It's awesome. Bucky Barnes, you kidding me? Sebastian Stan, you kidding me? Come on, he's still going.
Now, is Sebastian Stan Bucky Barnes, the legend himself?
Yeah.
Is he the only Marvel character who has been a part of every single MCU phase?
Oh, that's a great question.
I saw that on Twitter.
That is a really good question.
I didn't come up with this.
Yeah, I mean,
I just saw it, and I was feeling the same way you are right now. I was like, oh.
Well, I guess Thor has been in every phase, technically.
Oh, okay.
Thor has, right? Thor hasn't been on television.
Well, what
Bucky's been in film and television and in every phase.
Is Thor coming back for Doomsday?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Chris Hemsworth will be back, but he has had 4 films. Has there been another? I think Chris Hemsworth and Thor, he's the only one who's had 4 films that are currently out.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the original
Spider-Man is about to have a 4th. They're working on number 4. But...
Wait, really?
Mm-hmm.
With Toby?
No, with Tom.
Oh, jeez. Oh. I was talking about the original.
No, with Tom, because he has 3. Tom has 3 films right now.
They both have 3. Yeah.
True. Yes.
Yeah, that's why
true.
I got mixed up.
Gotcha. No, but that's a great thing. Sebastian has been on television and film for all phases. That's a great point. Yeah. Sebastian, I mean,
Bucky Barnes.
And guess what? He also just was nominated for the Academy Award.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
The Apprentice.
Yeah.
The Apprentice.
Guy's a great actor.
I never got a chance to see
I missed it too, but I heard it was good.
I heard it was great.
Yeah, I heard it was really good. So, Keith, that's Thunderbolts. The movie is great. Go out and see it if you haven't. The post-credit scene is great. Yeah. It builds to something. It's fun, man. And the key is the emotion between the performances, the chemistry, all of it. Wow, really special. Yeah. Really liked it. This one was great. Yeah, I mean, I'm giving 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Not higher.
If I give 4.5, that's mean it's on my best of the year list. Right now, I'm sitting at a 4 out of 5.
Wow. See, that surprises me. I thought this film would have been on your best of the year.
Could be at the end of the year.
But you still really, really enjoyed it.
Great. If I give something a 4 out of 5, great. It's great. 4 makes it great.
What'd you give Sinners?
4.5.
Okay.
4.5 out of 5.
That's very interesting.
Maybe 4.75.
Gotta love these ratings.
I go out of 5.
You gotta love that, sitting at 88% for critics and then 94% for audiences.
Right,
that just goes to show that seems like they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
And I gotta give it a watch, man. Opening scene, Florence Pugh jumping off from the second tallest building in the world. Gotta love that.
Yeah, you got it.
But I will preface this. I will say, Marvel spoiled the film for me in a way.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are upset with how they kind of have spoiled it.
Because the film hasn't even been out for a week.
Right. And they should have waited a week.
And they changed the film's title from the Thunderbolts.
I wouldn't spoil it. I don't think it's time yet.
To a new title.
Yeah.
They changed it to a new title.
Yeah, because there's an asterisk in the title.
Yeah, it spoiled it for me. I was like, oh wow. Yeah. I mean, I kind of expected that, but I didn't know for certain.
Yeah, I mean, but it doesn't like ruin anything about the movie.
No.
Because I've seen it multiple times. Yes, I mean, it is kind of a whoa, but at the same time, like, once you don't understand the context, once you see the context, then you'll it starts to kind of put the pieces together. But I agree, they should have waited a week. Yeah, they should have waited a week.
Yeah,
Keith,
fair.
That's the box office breakdown. That's the BOB. We are already running long. That is how we do it. So let's rattle off some news stories. Let's go a little bit on the quicker side. First things first, in the boom or bust movie news segment, we've got old. You're looking at me kind of funny. What is that? What do you got?
What's your favorite type of couch?
I like leather. I do. I like a leather couch. I do like a reclining couch.
Okay, that's great. That's all I needed. Let's move on.
All right, thanks. Okay, so it's a boom or bust movie news segment. Keith, we've got to start off right here. It's old Mr. President himself, Donald J. Trump, saying that he is going to order a 100% tariff on all films produced outside of the United States of America. And it's in an attempt to make Hollywood great again, to make movies great again. This was his first claim about this 100% tariff. Now, there's been new documents that have come out. John Voight is involved about his plan to revitalize Hollywood and have all the productions come back to Hollywood and the United States and all this kind of stuff. And the documents came out today. There's stuff to look at, Keith. On the surface here, we've got the tariff situation. We've got a little bit of politics here. We don't want to get onto the political side. We want to get into the arts and the tariffs and the creation of art side. What do you think? Boom, bust? Should a president be involved in this kind of stuff? I don't know. It's political, but let's make it not political. How can we talk about it in a bipartisan way? I don't know. What do you think? Boom, bust? Initial thoughts, feelings? Where do we go?
I just think it's kind of a bust in terms of you're putting a lot more restrictions on like this, just the creativity of movies,
right,
and what they can be.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's a bust.
Yeah.
You're limiting.
It's a bust on that level alone.
You're limiting movies. You're limiting what movies can be by limiting them to only being in one country.
Yeah.
I mean, I think anyone can agree that
absolutely
that's limiting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's certainly
no matter what side you're on.
Yeah, there's a problem where a lot of the productions, it's so expensive to shoot things in Hollywood, in LA. We can barely shoot in LA because in other areas of the world, there's tax incentives. Marvel was shooting most of their projects in Atlanta, Georgia for a long time because there's tax incentives there. Usually how the industry works, we'll go through a period of 10, 15 years where there'll be a certain location where there's a lot of tax incentives where everything will be shot. For a while, it was Canada. In Ontario. They were shooting everything in Ontario. Then it was Chicago. They were shooting everything in Chicago. Now, there's been a lot of stuff shooting in Atlanta. Now, we want to get some more stuff shot in LA and Hollywood. That is an issue. We got to bring some of the stuff back over here. Yes, that's all in agreement. They're proposing some tax incentives. So if we are able to shoot in these locations, you get a tax break. Okay, now we're starting to get some traction. But if you start to read all these documents from Jon Voight and the verbiage, the rhetoric that they use, I get some bad feelings about this, man. I give this a bust. I give some bad feelings about this. Some of their ideas seem really bad. They seem really bad. They seem scary, and a bit of what you're saying, because you're putting constraints. It feels almost as if they compared it to the European acceptance documents of the UK. I can pull up the document here while you.
I feel like a lot of people agree that the film industry in Hollywood did need a change. I think a lot of us can agree that it did not need this drastic of a change. I think this is pretty drastic.
But, this whole tariff situation
needed a change, but this is some drastic stuff right here.
Of course, they compared it to the UK. What is this? The acceptance test. So the UK has a document here. Now, essentially, part of these Jon Voight documents here is that at least 75% of physical production and post-production must take place in the United States and its territories or possessions, okay? And the projects must meet a minimum threshold of American cultural test, similar to what's currently used in the UK.
Yeah,
this screams censorship to me.
Yeah. And just, exactly that. Exactly censorship.
We're censoring arts?
Limitations.
What are we doing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're censoring what art can be, the potential of what art can be, basically. And you got to pass all these tests now and make sure.
Check all these boxes.
Yeah. Not like you had to do a bunch before. You got to do even more now.
Yeah.
Basically just making it harder to make films, make good films.
Yeah, they've said that this could hurt the independent film industry. Major.
Yeah.
This could, one producer
I assume that's the industry that's going to take the biggest hit.
One producer that before all these actual verbiages and criteria was announced, one producer said this is going to kill independent film.
That just makes me sad.
Yeah.
That just makes me sad, and that makes Sean Baker sad. And Sean Baker just broke the record for most Oscars won in a single night.
Yeah, he did.
And Trump is doing this. And he's saying it's for the movie industry. I think you could argue Sean is the top dog right now in the industry. And I think he 100% disagrees.
So there's a lot here. And we're not going to go ahead and speak out of our ass on every single little detail of this plan and agreement and what's being proposed. None of this has been accepted. None of this has been agreed. This is proposed. This is a proposition. And it's a proposition coming from an 86-year-old right-wing actor. He's not bipartisan. He's very heavily favored publicly Donald Trump.
Jon Voight, Anaconda.
Jon Voight.
He gets eaten by an anaconda in the film Anaconda that came out in 1997 with J-Lo.
Yeah,
and Ice Cube.
Yeah, well, he's been in some great movies. But Keith, he's 86, and he's already has a
getting up
very
there.
large bias.
He's getting up there.
Keith, why the fuck are we listening to John Voight
I don't
here?
know. You please tell me.
Why the hell are we listening to John Voight for this plan to revitalize Hollywood? The man's 86. What does he know at this point?
I would love to hear your answer because I am just as confused.
I don't know. I don't know why. I'll tell you why, because he has very publicly been on Donald Trump's side. This is not about being left or being right now. This is about being biased.
There's some bias there.
I would say, you could say the
there.
same thing if it was a very left-leaning and a very left-leaning. I'm just bringing up that this is someone who's been very publicly outspoken, right-leaning. It just, this whole thing screams bias. It screams censorship. It's bad for the arts. I don't like it. We'll see what happens. This is a groundwork. It's just a proposition. The tariffs, it's a wild time right now. I give this a bust.
Yeah, big bust, man.
It's a bust.
It's like bigger than a normal bust.
Yeah.
It's a
massive
it's a
bust.
hefty bust.
It's a hefty bust. Keith,
It's a hefty one.
let's get off of this. It's too busty for me. It's too much busty in the air. Let's get something that's a little more fun. Keith, I've got a new story for you here. This is from, let's see who we've got this from. So, a friend of the show, Cole Prince, sent this in, actually.
Oh.
And this is from the Twitter page discussing film from the source Deadline. Keith, it's a new horror survival film called Rats. It's in the works at Lionsgate. The film follows New York City in a race against time to stop a killer rat infestation unlike anything the world has ever seen. Keith, is this a boom or a bust?
Absolute boom, bro. Are you kidding me? Dude, we've seen like every kind of infestation in horror. Like we've seen like all sorts of bugs and creatures and everything. Have we ever seen a rat infestation? That's a horror movie. I don't know if we've ever seen it. Maybe we have in like a couple that I can't remember, but it's something new. It's original for the most part, and I am here for it, man. I mean, rats can do their damage, dude.
Yes.
How about the medieval, back in the medieval
The Black
times?
Plague?
The
Rats carried the plague.
Oh my
The rats
God.
would bite you, and even in Nosferatu, they had that scene where they had all the rats running in.
That's right.
But the rats could carry the plague.
That's
You
how
get
you
bit
get
by
the
a
plague.
rat, the plague can be spread
Yeah.
by that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
deadly.
Yeah,
Deadly.
rats can be absolutely deadly, dude. Especially
Yeah.
if they come in a swarm, dude.
Oh, yeah.
No way getting around that, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know how people in New York are dealing with those guys. But,
No, I don't know.
They're getting by. They're
getting by.
Maybe they're thriving. Who
Yeah,
knows?
I don't know.
Maybe they live. They just live amongst the rats and they just coincide with each other. And maybe they both live great lives.
Maybe so.
But you gotta love a good rat. And I'm excited, man. I was gonna bring up the medieval torture method that they used to do with rats.
Oh, God.
It was in a Game of Thrones scene, bro.
Yep.
So you get a bucket.
Uh-huh.
You put rats in the bucket. You hold the bucket, like the open side of the bucket. You put it towards. You put it on a person's stomach.
Jesus Christ.
So the open side of the bucket is facing the person's stomach.
Yeah.
And then you light a flame on the bottom
Opposing
side of the
yeah.
bucket, and the rats, they don't want to deal with the heat.
Yeah.
So, and they're getting burned up in there, so their only way to get out is crawling inside your stomach.
Oh, my God.
So that's how they would kill people.
Keith, that's absolutely disgusting.
It's a wonderful torture method in Game of Thrones.
Jesus Christ,
it's okay. Jeez, I'm sorry, God.
It's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
You think Cole out there liked hearing that?
Nah, probably not.
He probably didn't. He's probably like, Keith, what are you doing?
Ah, jeez, man. It's just so wild.
Yeah,
it's
it's
such
really
a
wild.
crazy way to go.
Thanks for the history lesson. It's
That's
good.
like out of the millions of ways you can die. Like
Yeah.
it's got to be one of the worst.
Yeah.
It's got to be one of the worst.
That's bad, Keith. So it's Rats. It's the new horror survival film coming from Lionsgate. I agree with you for everything that you said. This is a boom. It's fun. It's original. It's new.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're seeing it's a simple. I like those simple premises where we have kind of the imposing doom against the people in a location.
Yeah.
It's a simple kind of, okay, we have a location, New York City. We have people, okay, we can clearly connect with people, a society. And what's the problem? Okay, we've got killer rat infestation.
And that's
all right.
the thing.
That's
is,
enough for me. That's a boom.
The thing is too. This is a real problem. Like
The
it's-
rats. We've talked about
the
it.
rats in New York City.
We've talked
That's
about
where
it.
the film is based. It's in
Yep.
New York.
New York.
This is like it's a real thing.
Yeah.
they actually have a rat infestation there. I'm sure there are some apartments that are literally infested with fucking rats.
Yes.
Like, disgustingly infested.
Yeah, sheesh.
You know, like certain areas of New York. I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
So Keith, that's a boom.
You gotta love that. I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking of like all the other movies that like infestation, like animal type, creature type movies. You know, we got the birds.
Yeah.
We got like all the crocodile, alligator movies in there. You know, we got like there's like an ant infestation movie out there. We got sharks.
How about eight-legged freaks?
Eight-legged freaks. Everything. There's a bee horror episode in like Black Mirror. You know, where all the bees go rogue. We've gotten it like from every single creature. We haven't gotten it from rats. Cujo with the dog.
Yeah.
You know, Pet Cemetery with the cat.
Sure.
Yeah, if you want to do that.
I mean, geez, Children of the Corn, the kids. They're like animals.
They really are.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah. Children of the Corn. That's a messed up one.
Hey, man. That's a horror. But Keith, that's rats. Yeah. It's a boom. It's a boom. Keith.
It's something new.
Yeah, that's right. Next, we have a little bit of television for you. Guess what? The latest trailer for Squid Game. The final season of Squid Game. The trailer just came out. The show is releasing on June 27th for Netflix. Keith, you and I just watched the trailer for the good old Squid Game final season. We just watched it pre-show. Boom, bust. What do you have? It is Squid Game. It's all coming to an end. What do we got?
Boom! Give me the death games, baby. Give me the death games. What is more entertaining than a death game? That isn't actually real, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, we don't want to see that.
Yes.
But geez, I mean, you're telling me TV or movies, you're giving us death games is the best thing there is, man.
We're sick that we like it, but yes.
And I don't the Japan and then what is Squid Game South Korea? I think so.
I believe it is.
Yeah, Japan and South Korea, bro. Because there's a Japanese show called Alice in Borderland. Same exact thing. They're trying to survive these death games. So they're big on their death games, and I am eating every bit of it up, dude.
Yeah.
They're so creative, so original, so fun to watch, dramatic as hell.
Yes.
You never know what's going to happen in a good old death game.
No,
and they're all so fun. I feel like you ask anyone out there what's their favorite death game in Squid Game, everyone gives you a different answer.
That's right.
You know,
yes.
right? Some people say the marbles. Some people say what the honeycomb one.
Right.
You know, some people say, you know, the recent one where they're all trying to go into the doors, you know.
Yeah. What about when they were jumping on the like glass piece to glass piece when they were jumping there?
Such a good one.
Yeah. But Keith, you just raised an interesting, really interesting
I love Squid Game.
Key point of Squid Game where through these games it reveals deep, dark secrets about our own humanity.
Oh, yes.
Our society and the corrupt nature of financial gain in our society.
Yeah.
And through that, we also reveal
what somebody would do to get money.
And character dynamics between strangers, between friends, between mother, son, family. We are seeing all these dynamics revealed through life and death situations, all revolving around a financial gain. It's a very interesting concept. Yeah. And then you put the layer of these death games, as you put it, that's Squid Game, and that's part of the appeal. And in this trailer, it's a boom for me as well, because we're seeing lots of callbacks. Everything's coming. It's building. This feels like everything we've seen is all building towards this. We're seeing new dynamics being built. What about it was like the gumball or the big marble, the blue versus the red.
We got a lot of fun new games coming in this one.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised they're ending it in 3 seasons, bro. Mm-hmm. I think this is the type of show that you can make 10 plus seasons on straight up. Because I think they're that creative with the games.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you got a whole team of writers back there, I'm sure their budget is big, I'm sure they would have no problem coming up with just, you know, they do like 6 games per season. Coming up with 6 games every year, I think they can easily do that and totally keep it going. But
could become a spinoff.
No, totally, right? And it totally could. And that's the great thing about this world. But I'm so eager to see what happens.
Yeah.
And
can't wait to see how it ends,
man. Yeah, just
June 27th.
The whole dynamic, just once you get in the game, once you're there, how your character changes, how all of the characters change.
Yes.
Based
on
on
evolution of everyone. Yeah.
Just based on the circumstances there. You know, obviously the voting is a massive part of the show.
Right.
You know, whether you're voting to stay in the game or you're voting to leave.
Right.
And that, just the voting alone changes people.
Yep.
And it's very, very interesting to watch these relationships unfold.
Yeah, and we will see it on June 27th. Keith, next, we have, this is a fun one, my friend, we have Final Destination Bloodlines is coming out next week. Final Destination Bloodlines, guess what? The directors say that they have broken the record for the oldest person ever set on fire. Can we get one of these? Let's go! Are you kidding me? Stunt woman Yvette Ferguson came back from retirement at age 71 to play a woman who's set on fire.
What's her name?
Her name is Yvette Ferguson.
Yvette's a vet.
Yvette, you're an absolute vet. You're a legend.
Yvette,
you are a legend, Yvette. Are you kidding me? You're 71. You're lighting yourself on fire for the arts, for us to see in Final Destination Bloodlines. Apparently, this is going to be in the opening scene of the film. Film opens. We see Yvette up there. We're going to be cheering for you, Yvette. Let's go, baby. Are you kidding me?
Yvette.
Keith,
we want to see you on fire.
This is a boom. How can this not be a boom? We're making history. Final Destination coming out as, what is this, the sixth film? Sixth film, I believe?
Either. Who fucking knows at
Who
this
knows
point,
at this
but
point?
You gotta love it.
We're making history.
It's still a thing.
First of all, I love stunt performers. I love stunts in movies. But you're seeing history being made. A woman at 71 setting herself on fire for a film. I mean, just kudos to you. It's great. I'm really excited for this one. The buzz on it is good, and I think people really want to come out. This is a perfect time for this one to launch. You know why? You said earlier, the movies right now, there's an excitement.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Thunderbolts, we've got Sinners, we've got Minecraft, and now we're going to get a hard R, just like horror film that just is horror for the sake of horror. We're not trying to do anything too deep.
Yeah.
It's just horror for the sake of horror.
Exactly.
It's a perfect time.
Just strictly entertainment. Like that's what the Final Destination series is. It's strictly entertainment. You know, it doesn't have to be great. It doesn't have to be anything special or anything like that. It's just entertaining. Yeah. Minecraft is entertaining. Sinners is entertaining. Thunderbolts is entertaining. I think Final Destination is going to be the same one.
I think so. Keith.
And it comes out at a great time because everyone is fiending for more. We're all fiending for some entertainment right now because we're getting it, and we're getting good original films right now, and you just got to love it.
Yeah, she's coming out of retirement. You think they called her up? They said, "Hey, Yvette, can we light you on fire?" And she goes, "Oh, let me look at my schedule. Hell yeah, I'm coming. You want me to be there, Final Destination? Yeah, I'm going to light myself on fire for the opening scene." I mean, this woman's nuts. She's great. Yeah. You kidding me? This is
probably
incredible.
Figured like, hey, man, I got a chance to die in the Final Destination series. Yeah.
No doubt I'm going to do it. That's awesome. That's Yvette. Oh, my God. Yvette Ferguson. I mean, kudos. That is just an amazing story there. Keith, that closes out our boom or bust movie news segment. So finally, we've got our cuts or our highlight of the week. And this week, we are talking about Nathan Fielder's The Rehearsal. It's The Rehearsal Season 2, okay? So The Rehearsal, essentially what Mr. Fielder does.
This show is so fucking weird,
It's so weird.
Every show that he makes is so goddamn weird.
Yeah.
Go out and watch The Curse. It's even weirder.
Keith, the GQ headline posted a day ago for The Rehearsal. It says, "The Rehearsal is the television event of the decade."
God damn.
And I would put some merit to that.
That reminds me of Christopher Nolan's praise on The Curse on his last show. Christopher Nolan praised the hell out of that.
He did.
Everyone's praising the hell out of that, out of everything he makes, and it's because he makes just the most original content that you can possibly think of.
It's thought-provoking, it's hilarious, and it's dramatic all at the same time. Now, Keith, I'm going to read you a quick log line for The Rehearsal so everyone gets on the same speed here.
Yeah.
Nathan Fielder returns to television to explore the lengths one person will go to reduce the uncertainties of everyday life. Fielder stars as the director of rehearsals, which are elaborately staged scenarios recreating parts of ordinary people's lives that are meant to help them prepare for a big moment in their lives. A construction crew, a legion of actors, and seemingly unlimited resources all come together to allow ordinary people to rehearse for these moments by giving them the opportunity to play them out in a carefully crafted simulation of Fielder's own design. Okay? That's the show.
By the way, he calls it the Fielder method.
Yes.
Just like the show's insane, people. Please go out and watch this man. Nathan For You, I think that's arguably the funniest show I've ever seen. Nathan For You. It's insane.
It's
and this is right there up there with it, and it's something else. Can we talk about the episode?
Yeah, absolutely. But Keith, can you tell us real quick, season 2? What's the premise of season 2? What are we investigating in season 2? What's happening here? Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so Nathan is basically, he's taken on something big this season, something bigger, the biggest thing he's ever taken on in his career, and that's saying something big because he's
taken on a lot.
He created dumb Starbucks. He created a new Starbucks chain.
But this is a life-changing thing.
What he's taking on now is he's trying to solve the issue of all the aerial plane crashes that we've been seeing in recent years.
Right.
And he's trying to solve that issue, and it's obviously a massive problem going on in the world right now. And his main theory is he thinks it falls back on communication in the cockpit.
Yeah.
And
between pilot and co-pilot.
Yes,
right?
between pilot and co-pilot.
Yeah.
And it's a fascinating dynamic, and he literally hires real co-pilots and real pilots to reenact like real plane crashes.
Yeah.
Like he gets the dialogue from real actual plane crashes, and he hires real pilots and co-pilots to interact the dialogue from the crash to try to determine what went wrong and where it went wrong.
Right.
And what he's finding out is a lot of the similarities with all of the crashes happening, they fall back on the pilot not listening to the co-pilot.
Yeah.
The captain, I'm sorry.
Right.
The captain not listening to the co-pilot.
Yes.
The co-pilot's always suggesting something, right? He's always saying, like, wait, no, like, I think that fuel, or like...
our GPS is off, or fuel's down, or whatever it is.
Yeah, like our fuel level is too much, or like, like, I think you were supposed to veer right here, or something like that.
Can't see the landing zone, let's make a loop, whatever it is.
And the captain always, in most cases, in what seems like a lot of these plane crashes, the cases, he goes against their advice.
Dismisses.
And he does his own thing, and what we're seeing is that's could be a reason for a lot of the crashes that are happening.
Yeah.
And Nathan's really doing in-depth research on this. He's talking to professors about it who are, very well known in their field. And, he even, he's talking to the professor in the first episode, and he's like, that my main theory is basically, it falls back on communication in the cockpit. And basically the captain's not taking the co-pilot's advice when something is wrong.
Yeah.
And I've noticed a lot of similarities that's it. They all relate in regards to the plane crashes that are happening.
Yeah.
And the professor's like, you honestly might be onto something there.
Yeah.
And it's just fascinating what he's doing. The research is so in depth, and it's like it starts off as a comedy show, but it's so incredibly thought provoking. And considering he's also taking on something this big, is just it just adds so many more layers to it, and it adds a more serious tone to it. His shows always have a serious tone, but the rehearsal's different, specifically season 2, because of how serious this subject matter is. He's really tackling this with every might he has.
Yeah.
And he's putting in the work, and I think he's getting some results. I mean, I think he's finding out some interesting answers from this.
Yeah, it's incredibly thought-provoking. I mean, even as the show opens in episode 1, we are met with this scene where we don't know, but we assume it's actors doing the dialogue from an actual plane crash.
It's the most amazing thing.
As soon as the plane crashes, Nathan Fielder himself comes out of the shadows and is like looking at them, and this dramatic music plays, and you're like, what is happening? Like, it's so absurd. Great. It's so funny, but it's like kind of horrifying at the same time. Like you just have this mix of emotions.
That's the absurdity of the rehearsal. He rehearses real life events to an absolute just insane level to where that you don't know what's real and what's not anymore. Right. You don't know if they're you seriously don't know what's real life and what's not anymore.
Yeah.
The show starts off, it's 2 pilots talking, having a normal conversation. You think it's actual 2 pilots talking, having a normal conversation. But that's exactly what this show wants you to think.
Yeah.
That's the rehearsal, everybody.
Yeah.
Little do we know. Yeah, they're talking in the plane. It goes south. They end up crashing the plane. The plane crashes. There's flames everywhere. You think these pilots actually crashed. And then the camera pans left. Yeah. And then there's Nathan standing there with his laptop.
Stupid laptop holder. It's so dumb.
Wears it around his shoulders.
It's so great.
Just staring at them.
Yeah.
And basically just for him to tell the audience, like, fooled you. This is the rehearsal.
Yeah. So, and then Keith, later what happens is, as the show continues to go on, he's hiring more and more actors to do more and more of these elaborate rehearsals. It literally is a full flight simulation. You cannot tell that this is a fake flight until the crash, and you're like, whoa, that's actually a fake, like, constructed fight. Like, he makes it so insanely elaborate. But I think the main piece that you and I wanted to touch on, one thing first, because I know the point we want to touch. I know, but there's one main thing that you and I both know want to touch on. But can we talk about how 10 minutes into the episode, he goes like, and we're 10 minutes in, and there hasn't been a single laugh yet. Am I the right person to do a comedy show on the aviation mishaps of da-da-da? And it's like, that in and of itself is humorous.
Yeah, exactly.
And is already making us laugh.
Yeah, his self-awareness is very, very, very
There's this dichotomy going on the whole time of the humor mixed with the, like, deep concern for what's going on.
100%. Yeah, like at one point, there's a clown like who's about to get like running over. He's getting run over by a car, and the clown, or he just got run over by a car, and he's asking for help.
Yeah,
and Nathan's
a clown.
Nathan's like a bystander. He's just looking at all this, like,
it's a clown.
Just, the awkward way that he does. And the clown's asking for help, and he's like, there's this group of guys that are just, laughing at him basically because he's a clown.
Yeah.
And they think he's joking because he's asking for help. And then Nathan says this quote. He says, sometimes when all your life people have seen you as a joke, it's difficult to overcome the the deficit of credibility that you've given yourself to get people to take you serious.
Yes.
And God damn, that was a heavy quote.
As soon as he says it, boom, snap, and then the bystanders looking at this clown screaming for help, they're like, oh yeah, he's a funny clown, haha. And then Nathan says that, and then you as an audience member think, wait, that's how I viewed Nathan this whole time too, is that he's this kind of clown jester who sets up all these situations.
It's
but
the symbolism right
he's
there.
trying to deeply communicate a concern with us.
Exactly.
And then the audience members start to go, wait, no, the clown's in trouble. He needs help. And then they go over and investigate. And then Nathan's like, wait, what's happening? And the clown's in trouble. He needs help. And then they lift up the clown's leg, and he's got this huge gash on his leg.
Exactly.
And the clown is deeply injured. He needs help. And it's a cry for help. And he's telling us, guys, look at me. Look at this. This is a problem. Yeah. And then cut back at Nathan.
Exactly. And it just relates.
That's the show.
That's exactly the show. It's difficult to overcome the credibility you've given yourself when you're kind of the quote-unquote butt of the joke.
Yeah.
Nathan has always put himself as the butt of the joke.
Yes.
As like his self-deprecation humor. It's kind of his main form of comedy. But, and that's it relates exactly back to the rehearsal because that's exactly what he's trying to do. He's kind of trying to overcome this, the deficit of credibility that he's given himself by always making himself the joke and always poking fun at certain things, when now he's actually trying to take on something serious and trying to solve the problem of why all of these plane crashes are happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is fascinating.
And then after the clown gets taken away in the ambulance, that whole thing was a rehearsal. Then Nathan says, thanks, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
It's like such a brilliant moment in the show.
And that relates back to like when you're watching the rehearsal, you literally don't know what is real and what is not.
Yeah.
There's a point in the rehearsal where he's talking to like an airline agent, and the airline agent, and him are they're having like a good 5-minute conversation.
Yeah.
They've been on the phone for like a long time. Yeah. And then he gets up and he walks in the other room, and it's like his assistant who was pretending to be the airline agent. Yeah. And he's like, I was like, okay, I think we're good.
Yeah. I'm ready to make the call.
Okay, I'm ready to make the call.
And then he calls the actual person.
That's the rehearsal. He rehearses real life events. So going back to the pilots, he's getting these real life co-pilots and captains to rehearse the real-life plane flights, the what would you call it? Like the logs or like the
flight log.
Flight log, yeah. There were all these real life pilots and the co-pilots and captains. They're rehearsing the real life flight logs of all these plane crashes, and he's trying to find out why these planes crashed.
Yeah.
And his main theory falls back on communication in the cockpit and captains not listening to the advice that the co-pilots were giving them.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I'm seeing like stuff on Twitter, like the most recent helicopter crash. It was happened recently. It was a female pilot. It just came out in the news that the reason she crashed was she did not take the advice from her co-pilot.
Really? Wow.
I can bring up the tweet for you right now, man. It was wild. And this news is coming after the rehearsal even came out.
Yeah.
So like he's already done all this research on this.
Yeah.
And now this flight just happened and she crashed because she didn't listen to her co-pilot.
Yeah.
That's just solidifying Nathan's theory even more.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude,
it's a hell of a show.
It's a hell of a show.
It's so thought-provoking. It's more thought-provoking than it is funny.
Yes.
And that's saying something because episode 3 is fucking hilarious.
Yes. Episode 3, he
It's
starts
so absurd.
following the famous Captain Sully Sullenberger, who landed the plane on the Hudson River. Now, he goes in and looks at the flight log of Sully
So
Sullenberger
absurd.
to see why Sully was able to successfully crash land this plane without... everyone lived. Everyone was a survivor. He successfully landed this plane. So then he uses Sully as an example of how the communication was positive and what he did and how, Nathan starts to investigate, okay, communication in the cockpit has to be determined by cultural, by perception, by your whole life leading up to that moment. It can't just be what's in that moment. So then he investigates Sully's book, Sully's life, Sully's childhood, his upbringing, everything.
The reason he got into Sully in the first place was because he was looking at the flight log of when he crashed into the Hudson, and at one point when he knew that they were going to crash, Sully asked his co-pilot, got any ideas? Mm-hmm. He asked him if he had any ideas. And so Nathan, he ran with that. He was like, if just more pilot or more captains could embody Sully's like personality, his traits, his just everything that he's about, his morals, then he thinks that this entire aerial plane crash problem would be vanished overnight. Yeah. If we just had If we just had captains be more like Sully.
Yeah, exactly. And then as he starts to, it sounds like an amazing idea, but now we put the fielder spin on it. How does Nathan do this? Yeah. Well, he fully shaves his body, puts on a bald cap, and dresses like a baby and recreates an elaborate set where he's in a ginormous crib and his parents are played by ginormous, like, puppet figures. And then suddenly he starts sucking on the tit of this giant puppet breast milk, and he's choking on this breast milk, and there's no, like, dialogue or backing music. It's just Nathan choking on breast milk from a giant puppet in order to capture the life of Sully Sullenberger. It's the most absurd thing I've seen on television in years. It's insane, but it's so funny. But it's thought-provoking at the same time.
It is, bro. At one point, he's he's literally choking on the milk.
Yes,
literally can't even breathe. At one point, the milk is like coming out so goddamn fast from this like gigantic human puppet that he's like.
Let me get one of these.
And at one point, the milk just flows out like a goddamn river into his mouth, and this guy is absolutely just like gurgling and choking on the milk.
It's so absurd.
In a baby outfit with a shaved head, in a diaper.
So
it's absolutely crazy. And to preface the whole scene, the only thing that Nathan says before that, he's doing all his Sully research, and he's like, after that, he's like, maybe, just maybe, I could embody him and just, kind of recount something of Sully's life, and just maybe just become one, even if it's one minor piece of him, 1%. And after he says that, he's like, just to preface, what you're about to see is going to seem a little weird.
Yeah.
And then the scene cuts, and it's Nathan as a baby.
Yeah.
What the hell are we doing? He's a baby in an elaborate, extremely well-crafted, well-built, baby room that's like 3 times the size as him. And
it's insane.
That's the great thing about the rehearsal too. The sets that this guy builds to accomplish the rehearsal, the actual rehearsal part of it.
Yep.
He'll go in all out and create a fake replica of the Houston airport or a fake replica of a local bar that he had transported over like 200 miles cross country into the Houston airport that he also built.
Yes.
Like, this guy's absolutely insane and so detail oriented and so just elaborate with his plan.
Yeah.
He's like an evil genius in a way. Like,
really is.
He's got this master plan.
Yeah.
It's like only he knows, you know. And I truly think he's a creative genius. I don't think anyone out here is doing what Nathan Fielder can do.
Yeah, even if you don't like the style of humor, I think anyone in their right mind would have to appreciate the commitment and level of originality.
You got to respect it.
Yeah, Nathan Fielder, like you said, creative genius.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, Nathan is a creative genius. I would love to, and like I said, dude, I think Nathan For You is his best show. And like, we haven't even touched on that. Like, we can do like, oh God. But I want to talk about the ending of the episode 3, how he found out about how Sully, he did more research into Sully's books, and he actually found out like what music he liked, and and there's just this great climax towards the end of episode 3 where he finds out that one of Sully's favorite songs is Bring Me to Life.
Yeah. By Evanescence.
By Evanescence. Mm-hmm. And he finds out, while he's doing his flight log research, he finds out that there's exactly a 23-second mark where Sully goes silent on the flight log. Mm-hmm. Where, his co-pilot and everyone else, the air traffic controller, they're both trying to get a hold of Sully, but for a full 23 seconds, he is silent.
Yeah.
And Nathan did his research. And he said, it might just be a hunch I have, but it just so happens that the entire chorus for Bring Me to Life by Evanescence is exactly 23 seconds long. and then it cuts to Nathan as Sully, who is looking like an absolute buffoon.
His fake mustache, stupid hair,
fake white mustache. He's got like the worst receding hairline, and he just looks like an absolute fool. And it just cuts to him in the plane in silence, putting on his headphones, and then it plays Evanescence, Bring Me Back to Life. And it's a great scene.
It's a great scene. And you can't help but to start to kind of buy it and think that might be true.
Yeah. It's just so absurd. It's like while crashing into the Hudson, Sully needs to put on his iPhone, needs to put on his iPod, and needs to specifically listen to the chorus of Evanescence, and then he takes it out. He's like, okay, I'm ready. I'm good.
And then he's ready to go and landed on the Hudson and did it successfully. It's so absurd, and although it sounds outlandish, Nathan has all the evidence to back it up. The mentions of the iPod progressed throughout the book after he lost his father because he turned to music. There was no mentioning of music until he lost his father. Then he lost his father. He started mentioning music. Yeah. Then the iPad the iPod
came out
when it came out.
And then they did a scene where they reenacted Sully buying the iPod.
Yeah. He's like, oh, what, people really like music these days, huh? And then the like hipster salesman is like, yeah, man, it's everybody's life now.
And he's like, yeah, man, it's everything.
Music's everything, man. And then Sully's like, I might as well give it a shot. Oh, dude. It's like so funny.
So good, bro.
Oh, so man. Good. Oh, my God. That's the rehearsal. We could do more on it, but we're already running long. Is there any final cuts here? I mean, that's it for me. It's so good. If you haven't seen the rehearsal, give it a watch. Check it out. I know we've sold you on it. If we haven't, read some headlines. They're saying this is the TV event of the decade. This is the rehearsal. It's one of the most thought-provoking shows and the funny show. It's
the thing
everything.
is, like, it follows a certain theme, but truly, every episode is very different and extremely original.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we're ever gonna, go back to this Sully timeline ever again. I think episode 4 is gonna completely be its own new thing in relation to the aerial plane crashes and what he's trying to solve.
Right.
But, episodes 1 and 2, they were completely different, but related back to, co-pilots and captains, and just trying to solve that problem. Like episode 2 was wild. He tried to relate, he hired a bunch of co-pilots as judges in a singing competition in episode 2, so he could judge how good the co-pilots are at saying no.
Yeah.
When faced with a confrontation.
Right.
Because that scenario can potentially come up in the cockpit.
Right.
It's like absolutely absurd how he can relate a singing competition and judging that back to communication in the cockpit.
Yeah,
and
it's crazy.
And in
Nathan Fielder.
In episode 1, he almost ruins like a 2-year relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's like a whole nother thing. Yeah. This guy's just absolutely
It's so much.
insane.
Guys, that is the rehearsal. That is our cut, our highlight of the week.
Very entertaining.
Very entertaining. You got to check it out. It's streaming on Max right now. That's the rehearsal.
Creative genius.
That's right, Nathan Fielder. Keith, we're going long. We got to make it short on our BSOTDs. That's our bold statement of the day. It's our hopes, our dreams, our thoughts, our feelings, our aspirations, all of it packed up into one. A tight little bow. It's a present. It's a gift. I have it for you. Without any further ado, my friends.
Give it to me. I'm here.
I'll tell you right now, there's an actor you can always count on for a great performance. Someone that is the most dependable actor. He always delivers. It's Willem Dafoe.
I love this man.
When have you seen Willem Dafoe turn in a bad performance? Let's talk about the last 10 years for Mr. Dafoe. First of all, I believe he's a 4-time Academy Award nominee. Man has still not won. He's going to get a lifetime achievement by, the time it's all said and done. He did Nosferatu. He did Saturday Night. He's working on Poor Things. He did Asteroid City. He did Spider-Man. He did No Way Home. That's Spider-Man No Way Home. He did The Northman, Nightmare Alley. Right there, we're talking about the directors. You've got Guillermo del Toro. You've got John Watts. The Northman, what's that one by Eggers? You did Eggers. You have Wes Anderson. You have, and then Eggers again with Nosferatu. You've got...
Did you do Florida Project?
Sean Baker. You've got Yorgos Lanthimos with the Poor Things. You've got Platoon with God. What's the damn dude who did Platoon? What's his name? Oliver Stone. This guy's worked with everyone under the sun. He's done Martin Scorsese. He played Jesus Christ in the what was the damn movie called? Jeez, he's just got so many.
I know. It's overwhelming. It truly is overwhelming.
It's just there's so much. Willem Dafoe, one of the most dependable actors you can count on. He always goes for it. He goes there. Even when the performance is scaled to a level 11, it's believable. It's buyable. Willem Dafoe, one of the best actors of our generation, the most dependable actor working in Hollywood.
He's always playing those weird-ass roles,
Yes,
man.
he is.
You got a weird-ass role in Hollywood, boom, give it to William. Or Willem. Give it to Willem. Gotta love that name, too. It's not William, like it's specifically
It's a little
Willem.
different.
You gotta love that.
Yep.
Oh, he did Van Gogh, too.
Yeah, he
That's
did.
Right. Yeah, that's
Played
right.
Van Gogh.
Shout out. What's your favorite role of his?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
Norman Osborn. Green Goblin.
Oh,
it's
hands down.
incredible.
Yeah, hands down.
Yeah,
Hands down.
it's so good. The scenes in the original one with Toby where he's talking to himself in the mirror. Norman wouldn't say that. That
dude,
stuff.
it's so good.
No,
he brings
that voice.
He brings so much to all of his characters.
Itsy bitsy spider. It's so good.
Oh god.
Yeah.
And he's got that distinct face. Did you mention the lighthouse?
No, the Lighthouse.
His role in
He's
the
worked
Lighthouse
with everyone.
Him barking like a dog in that movie.
It's so good.
I mean, this dude will do anything
He's
for the
the
role.
best.
You gotta
It's
respect
Willem
him.
Dafoe. Okay.
A true actor right there. You gotta love that.
Keith, your bold statement.
God, jeez. Insidious is some of the best jump scares I've seen.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know it, but I don't think a lot of people know that.
I think Insidious, directed by James Wan, who also directed Saw and The Conjuring, the original movies, both which he spanned absolutely, epic franchises through all of those. He spanned the Saw franchise, he spanned the Insidious franchise, and he created the Conjuring franchise. He directed all the original films. I think Insidious is some of the most creepy, unsettling imagery I've seen in horror. The Darth Maul looking guy, man, jeez, dude. When he pops up behind Patrick Wilson's face for the first time.
Iconic of the last 20 years.
That's one of the best jump scares we've seen in the last 20 years.
Yeah,
Hands down. I just want to like throw out a quick shout out to James Wan, man.
The red guy, he's right there.
The red guy, there he is. He's right there. Yeah, you gotta love that.
Yeah.
I love James Wan. I still don't think he gets enough credit for how crafty he is with his scares. I think he's one of the best in the business, and I think James Wan is excellent at building tension for a scare.
Yeah,
and
he's great.
Yeah, he's so excellent at building the suspense before a scare.
Yeah.
Like the scare doesn't even need to be like that good or like a good like pop out or anything like that, because he builds suspense so incredibly well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I can go on and on and on and just list off all of his jump scares and how great they are, but there's so much terrifying imagery in Insidious, and I think it terrified all of us when it originally came out.
Yeah, it did.
And, the little dancing leprechaun boy.
Yep.
And
through the window.
how about the guy on the bank? How about the guy on the? Yeah, Tiny Tim. Shout out to Tiny Tim. They gave Tiny Tim a new name for sure, dude. Wow. Jeez, you're really going.
You like
all of that. How about the scare, the baby monitor scare, dude?
Yeah, it's great.
I want it. Give it to me. I want it.
No. Oh, God. Yeah, it really gets
so
you.
intense, bro.
Yeah, it's good.
And then the mannequins too.
Yeah,
oh,
it's
God,
great.
gotta love those mannequins, man.
Yeah,
Jeez.
James Wan, love it, Keith. Yeah. James Wan, I would agree with you. Insidious has some of the best scares of the last 20 years. That's definitely true. And then we've got Willem Dafoe, one of the most dependable actors in Hollywood today. Never turns in a bad performance. Keith, those are the bold statements of the day. That is Kel's Cuts. That's our show. I'm your host. My name's Kellen Slattery. That is the illustrious co-host and horror fanatic. You know him. We love him. It's Keith. Vote. Without any further ado, that is the end. Keith, do you have final thoughts, closing words, anything for the listeners at home?
I'm feeling like a moose. Put me out in a field and let me eat some grass.
Wow, I agree with you.
But I gotta watch out for the bears. I don't want to get eaten.
Be careful. Be careful.
I'm hanging out with my moose family.
Yeah, just be careful.
Drinking water by the lake.
Be careful.
Oh, God. Yeah, you think was that like a bad animal to choose?
Yeah, be careful.
Think I'm going to get mauled?
No, you'll be all right. Be careful. Okay. I have a connection with the bears. I'll tell them.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'll tell them. Guys, that's Kel's Cuts. That's our show. We had some fun talking about movies. We hope you had fun listening. We covered it all. The box office breakdown, the boom or bust movie news segment, the cuts are the highlight of the week with Nathan Fielder's The Rehearsal, and the bold statement of the day. We did it all today on Kel's Cuts. My name's Kellen. That's Keith. With all that being said, we'll see you at the movies.